Good morning and welcome to today's live show. If you did not get the daily expected moves, we do have those up for you. Looks like we're making some moves in the pre-market overnight last night. That was actually above these areas, but now we can see we are back within that daily expected move. We'll see what happens with this going forward, but you do have 606.66 to the upside, 602 flat to the downside. We have the Qs over here with the daily expected move really close to the monthly, so some pretty good resistance there. And we are above that level as of right now. That would mean 68% chance to do that. But we are aware that the 30-minute, right? We were aware that we were open to this happening. This is really what we were looking for. Something like this right over here. We'll see if that forms today. That would be very, very cool. The main thing that we want to get across this morning, well, one, the daily expected moves, 530.02 for the Qs to the upside and 522.98 to the downside. For the most part, we can see that this daily is up and up and up and up, and it's not really matching up to a couple other indices that continue to see weakness and even cross through their 20 at this point, while the SPY and the Qs have completely deviated from that correlation these have been in, and the Qs as well have kind of fallen out of that. So are we about to get a move that to at least go test this 20? Are we thinking that this bullishness is overall over? No, I just think there needs to be a time for us to reload. And if we did drop here, we would pay attention to weekly signals if those are able to confirm down, right? We can think of it pretty simply, have our line in the sand and say, okay, if the weekly crosses down, that thing can get a little uglier. You will notice as you pull up the weekly chart, though, you do have a little bit of separation here. So most likely that would have to leak into deep next week. So we'll see what happens with this going forward. As of right now, I think a 30-minute chart is the best chart to be paying attention to today. We are noticing that volatility, the VIX, came down, right? Another drop down overnight. But all it did was set up another point of divergence so far. And we're seeing that reaction up from that RSI right there. So we're going to see if this can curl up and actually remain positive in this area. Obviously, overnight, we were not able to remain positive. We see a massive gap up for a reason, I guess. Happy Friday, guys. Let me get my other stuff set up over here real quick. I just got to click on one thing here. We got to get over to this. I couldn't really sleep last night, so I messed with PineScript a lot last night. It was a lot of fun. Put my nerd hat on. I was trying to make a very simple swing trading indicator, and it kind of worked out. It's just it kept malfunctioning, like where the buy signal would like move with the chart. It wouldn't stick to the bar perfectly, but it would pick out the bar, which was really, really cool. I was like, oh, suck. Oh, suck. But yeah, that's what I did last night. So I was watching this stuff overnight. Okay, that is up. Now I want to see third rate cut. Okay, so the third rate cut is kind of on people's minds, is the story they're telling us for why this move is overall going in the upward direction. Makes sense. But I don't think they know that that rate cutting is going to be the death of the market, so that'll be interesting when that actually flips. Any trades you're taking this morning? No, I'm still holding on to my oil trade. I really like this one. Nice divergence down here. Still holding on to that bad boy. Looking into the possibility to get into some volatility calls. I did take a couple volatility calls in case that was going to pop in some way, but not really a big position, just because I think this will be a pullback. It's more of a just in case something really bad happens kind of thinking there. But volatility, just giving this triple divergence. Obviously, I can't react to this just yet, so I wasn't able to manage a trade here, but we can notice that if that curled up again, I actually might have another scale-in opportunity to make it a slightly bigger position. But I'm in no way... what's the right way to say this? Like, I'm not excited to like hold volatility calls for a long time. Like, I think this will be brief in some way. But it is adding up to, hey, why do they keep grabbing liquidity up here? Very, very interesting. Like you would expect, if we see that strong buying, what you'd want to happen is this to hold above this level. But now that you're not gapping above that, you can see it as resistance, and then the Qs as well. A little worried in this area for it. Monthly and a daily expected move like right on top of each other, and this was what we were looking for still, right? We're looking for this, so I think this is actually good for the for us to understand the behavior a little bit going forward, and that's why we mentioned it a few times, right? I'm looking for this, right? We did this, we go, I'm looking for something like this right here, and that would be outside the monthly. So the one I'm kind of excited about is oil. I actually really like this oil play so far. The oil play looks very good. We're nice and bottled up. We've built a ton of liquidity. Boom, we could see a big move. So I actually really like that one. AVGO, how high can it go? Sick rhymes, man. You should be a rapper. What the fudge? We are up 17.6% for Broadcom. Whoa! Well, that's an earnings play. And all you did here was you skipped the technicals. So this just allowed the bullishness to come in right away, I think. I think this looked very good from a technical perspective. Right? You get a little, not even divergence here, really. And then you get the pullback. You make a very obvious left shoulder, a very obvious head, a very obvious... Ooh, we could make that right shoulder earnings. Speeds up that process. You just did, the reason you didn't have to make the right shoulder and you're going to see this pop after earnings is because there's energy if you can build that liquidity, but something like earnings can get people excited and see that upward move. How high could it go? As high as it wants. I'm not here to guess how high things can go. You would, if you wanted to try to create something here, you would probably create some kind of target, right? You would go like this and go, oh, okay, well, that's probably all I should expect. But we know things can go nuts, right? We know things can go nuts. Can we look at Palantir? Yeah, we can look at Palantir, Kevin. Give me 1 second. To your short call. Palantir for me, still paying attention if that thing wants to turn up. Right, still paying attention if this 2 hour can turn up, if we can gain some ground there. That's what I'm really paying attention to. I just want to see. And I think we even said hourly, right? I think we said hourly, and that thing's a little bit lackluster, but you're still holding the 5 even on this last bar here. But thank you so much for the $2, Kevin. More so for me, I understand that these things are really melting up. They're really squeezing. They're really heading higher. But once you get to these levels and you start to see this crossing down, you realize even the daily is giving you short squeeze signals. It's a good indication that this is most likely going to end, at least for now, with something to really scare people out and then get back in. Right, scare people out, convince them to sell at the lows, and then you just turn that thing back up. I'm just talking. With Palantir, it's very important to understand, is this a good opportunity right now? It's important to understand, are you doing options? So there's a lot of ways to explain Palantir here. I just would say there's a lot of risk here. That's all I would say. I would say there's a lot of risk in a stock that's showing RSI divergence, making these higher moves over and over. You got a bad bar up here, so someone just dumped a bunch of Palantir on people. And then if we push that higher, that just convinces me it might be FOMO again. Now, I never know if something's going to get exposed with any of these type of stocks. I don't know if this has a short seller, you know, all those kinds of things. Obviously, if something random happens, then yeah, this can keep going up. It's going to remain in the bullish trend. So am I going to bet against Palantir? It's kind of like Tesla. Hell no, I'm not going to bet against Palantir, but I will, except if it gives me a daily pullback, right? And we can see not only is this in need of a pullback, but this is in need of a pullback, this is in need of a pullback, this is in need of a pullback. I mean, I could click on probably 20 more and be like, well, actually not really, because it's mostly the Magnificent 7 for the most part. So all the big boys need a pullback. Hey, could people jump into Palantir? Well, if it keeps confirming up in positive territory, that's a good sign. So what's the structure we need to pay attention to here for the SPY? Well, we see some pretty good little consolidation in here. If we can break through those levels, maybe we see more squeezing, right? We want to act like, hey, this can continue. Okay, my US oil stuff is doing really freaking well right now. And I think I'm keeping it. That is a very good price. Nice. Qs, we notice that this is going up to the top of the channel again. We're seeing this curl possibly up, possibly going to go to, I mean, honestly, this market's done some wild things. So I'm not gonna be surprised if this keeps going in the upward direction. And Kevin, hopefully that was helpful for you. Overall, I'm more so with things like Palantir that look like this. I'm really just thinking like, where's the real opportunity? I don't know if you're doing options or anything like that. I would just say this 2 hour is what I really like all the time. I like my 2 hour charts. We see 2 hour divergence, but there can always be one more push if you hold up. You saw the wick down, very, very good, very sneaky. And then, hey, maybe you confirm up, you see an upward move. Make sure you got weekly expected moves, but just know on these upswings, okay, because you don't want to really like short this, because obviously this is very difficult to short now, right? We initially said this level here, oh yeah, that looks like a short opportunity. It didn't play out, right? It curled back up. So once it curls back up, we go, okay, well, this isn't really the best signal. It's not below the 5. This isn't the best signal. It's not below the 5. This is starting to look like some danger. We curl back up. So do I want to short something that looks like this, that's behaving like this? No. Right, so that's why you haven't heard me say short Palantir for a little bit. But for the most part here, I just want to see if that 2 hour can turn up. That means positivity. So I want to keep playing that trend. If that 2 hour confirms up, I can have a weekly expected move. Maybe we go up and tag that and then fall off. That's what I would do pretty much every week for Palantir. I just have a ton of other stuff I pay attention to. I should have really just been doing that because it's pretty simple. It just would have been little gains every week. So yeah, I just think the more opportunity for extended upside like would be if you got a pullback. AMC dead. I think they're trying to make these look like garbage before and that could take place for a couple of weeks or so. I think eventually this thing will see its day. I think GME will see its day. That's just what I think. Doesn't mean it has to happen, right? It's what I think. Do the signals look good now? No. Is AMC potentially dead? Well, you'd have to say yes. You have a daily that's able to go negative. You've broken through 437. You're starting to dip down into extremely low levels. You have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down days since the dilution. So yeah, it's not good signals. You need the daily to turn back up. Do you have signals that the daily is going to turn back up, or is this 2 hour really, really deep? It's really deep. So you do not have good signals for AMC. That doesn't mean that something can't happen out of nowhere, right? They try to make these things look ugly, especially when they're paying attention to it before something can happen, especially with like earnings from a certain stock coming out, GME. So there's just nothing good technically here at this moment. It doesn't mean by the end of the day you can't see some potential, right? Because we know big moves like to happen on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, we had all of them. We really did. But you have to understand that at the end of the day, like, you have to understand at the end of the day, that is a company. They need to do the dilution. And at least he didn't, at least it was like a sale, right? Like at least at some point it was kind of a sale of stock. But it is dilution. It will affect the stock in a negative way. But you're probably, you know, after dilution, a lot of the time, if those shares are acquired quickly, which I need to read more about the report there because I know it was Goldman Sachs, right? But a lot of the time after dilution, you'll see a big upward move. Because once those shares are fully bought, unless they're using the shares for a different reason that we all know they like to use it for. So I don't want to read into it too much. I just want to go, are the signals good right now? No, they're not. So I should not technically expect anything from AMC. If you want to potentially wait, right? If I'm someone who's trying to do options, then this is not what you want to see. If you're holding a stock and you know what's going on with it and you believe in the company, hey, then this area is technically where people are buying. Anywhere below 437 looks like where people start to buy this thing. So then you just got to see, hey, do we have reversal signals? Hey, you got a 30-minute divergence right there. There's your hope. Yeah. Oh, they're in debt. Yeah, that's why GME looks like the better prospect, just because they're not really in debt. Now, I think AMC's stock price is a big reason that they're still in debt. I think it's been fought more than GME, in my honest opinion. Good morning! You're not a slacker, you stop it. Going heavy on the VIX at 12.12. Yeah, so we still have to be open to the fact that this market can get crazier. We have not confirmed up this little 30-minute here. We have to understand that this 2-hour did not confirm, right? That's why we were mentioning that last night and just saying, hey, yeah, you can see a pop in volatility. That's what's being suggested from the 30-minute. Notice that is gone now this morning. So now what is being suggested from volatility? Well, it's saying I'm going to drop lower. Now it is still holding the divergence point. You want to pay attention to it. I would more so be paying attention to this as long as it holds above this level right here on the RSI. I'd be paying attention to it. Once it starts to drop that, okay, you're violating that divergence point, so you could be in another little ABC move down before you see more of those type of divergences. SPY at this moment heading up to the daily expected move. Q's outside of it, trying to break through our little channel line here. We'll see what happens going forward. Well, that's the thing. If you have a stock that's potentially actually or more likely worth even $10 a share than $5 a share, then you're going to acquire more debt. Stay afloat. Oklo? I think I've looked at this before, actually. I don't mind that 30-minute at all. I really don't mind that 30-minute. I want to space this out, though. Okay, so daily's down by the center line, so this is when we pay attention. You do have potential for, wouldn't really say head and shoulders. You'd more just say this is really consolidating in this area. Kind of almost look like you're forming a continuation something here. Maybe it's a little tighter than that. Maybe it's just in this price action here. So I'm just going to draw that little downtrend. We haven't lost this low. And we haven't made a new you kind of made, oh no, that's not, yeah, that is on the close. So you have made that closing area there. So the simple thing is just, does the daily do this? And then does it do that, right? That's the simple one. And you've built a lot of liquidity, so that's good. But that liquidity can be distributed down if you're not patient and you don't wait for confirmations. Do you have signals that are suggesting you could see a pop now on the 2-hour? Yes. Are you seeing the 30-minute signal at the same time? Yes. So Oklo, to me, if this 30-minute can produce, you can see positivity, and that's able to go in positive territory. It would suggest that there is a high probability for an upward move, maybe a move on the daily scale. Yeah, Richard calling it out. Hell yeah. TLT, obviously, some of the data we've been getting, we are hitting one of our levels that we do see some resistance at. That would be 4.362 for the 10-year. That is showing that the TLT will keep dropping off from that, right? We notice that TLT is dropping off on the daily, and it is dropping off hard. It is dropping off fast. So this is the bond market telling you, hey, there is something wrong here. There is something wrong here, and these yields are going to have to go in the upward direction. Now, all of this can change next, what, Wednesday? INTC, you want to look at Intel? Yeah, but this is a very bad sign. And this is where you go look at this and say, is that crossing up into positive territory? Yes, it is. Is that crossing up into positive territory for the dollar? Maybe soon. And then that's not necessarily two things you want to happen for stocks. You know, you still want people to be euphoric about rates going down. I think in this environment, you still want that euphoric, like, oh, rates are going down, rates are going down, rates are going down. Just be aware if you are trying to do anything crazy in here, like make some kind of big short position, just be aware of the structure, okay? You do have some kind of move here that could produce a pop, and you might see a big measured move. You might end up going much higher, right? We're paying attention to this, if this can cross back down. Hasn't even crossed up yet, but we're already up there, so it's kind of crazy. All right, let's go look at Intel. Yeah, I kind of like that one, Maurice. I would, shoot, I might even look at that one, actually. Like, I don't mind that one at all. Intel, I don't really like this, right? It's still relatively, I would say, controlled. Not the best sign. It means another dip can come down, but you did have divergence with this, so the 2 hour most likely did curl up, right? Okay, so the 2 hour was able to reject with that divergence. Now you're heading upward. The divergence doesn't really hold on the RSI, so be looking for something here, right? I think this would still be your first move higher. And now you're getting these little tests, right? These little, oh, that's not what I want. Now you're getting these little tests, right? The tests of these areas here. And if you can produce more upside, that would be good. The only problem here is you got a little 5-minute divergence that's suggesting the 30-minute can rotate down. So how I want to treat this is just, hey, if I lose the 5 and the 30-minute rotates down, well, that's still relatively close to the center line, right? We were actually further away from the center line the last 2 times that this thing curled down dramatically. So just be aware if that 30-minute crosses down, that's not good. Right, you can beat this low, you can go make a new one. Maybe you set up a divergence point. That would be what I'm looking for at that point. Now the 2 hour still might have room. You still might be in some kind of move like this, but be watching the 2 hour as well, because if that 2 hour shows 30-minute weakness, like if there's a 30-minute divergence in here at all, you can easily just roll back down and then create a very strong base for Intel. So more so going to pay attention to this on like a daily scale. You know, obviously this is below the 200, so that's going to be a little bit sketchy. You did have some potential flagging here on the bigger time frames, maybe even on a weekly. Do you have weekly divergence here? Yeah, so the threat here is this is just an A, this is a B, and you're about to experience a C, right? And then you're seeing this. If you see this pop up, though, that can be a great signal. That can be a great investment signal. Trying to see if it ever had that signal before, like after a big drop. Not necessarily. I'm not seeing it. I almost see it here. Almost. So close. But yeah, if you see this kind of signal, that actually is a good one. So I just want to open it up because obviously this is a bigger downtrend, right? That is a downtrend. Yeah, and look at the monthly divergence. So I would say if that weekly crosses, if that weekly can drop more, I'm looking for the really good opportunity with this one, and I'm trying to find a base. Right, and right now I'm at the potential that this is all flagging and we could drop on the weekly scale and then create a divergence. What would be the good part about that divergence? Well, the monthly has divergence as well. So if you get a divergence to confirm on the weekly, Intel could be a great fucking hold for 12 to 24 months is what it's overall saying. I don't think it would be an option play. There will be, Jahan. I'm gonna work out the kinks there. I want to give that good pricing. I really do. I think people need it at these moments, especially when people really are confused at what's going on and want to learn how to trade like water and things like that. I just think understanding weekly moves, understanding divergence, things like that are really good. So I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna open that up most likely for a sale after Christmas. And kind of do like a New Year, New Me sale. That's what I would like to do. We got a little bit of time to that. Hey, Richard, thanks so much for the $10. Really appreciate that. And thank you for asking the question. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Q's going nuts here. Okay, awesome. This is why we want to pay attention to the SPY as well. Now, is the SPY going to make the same move? The Q's are making this crazy upward move. That is psychotic at this point. But you never did lose the fight. That's so crazy, too. Oh my goodness. Are you... If we go in more of an upward direction than this, you're going vertical. Yeah. I am not going to be buying into anything until we see a pullback. That's too much. That is way too much. That is so much bullishness. And people, like, apparently it's on the backs of, from what I'm seeing. And thank you, Richard, again. I really do appreciate that. The $10 there. Nice little super chat. Yeah, so if the SPY follows that, that would be crazy. That is so wild. To be going up like that is just nuts. And you have the Dow and the IWM just taking a crap. Oh my gosh, what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's not even running. So people are just getting really hyped up on the Qs. Oh my god. That is massive. And it's above a monthly expected move. That is a very dangerous move, guys. That is, if you benefited from that, hey, congratulations. 1, you have balls. 2, you were right. 3, you are doing something really, really wild. Like, you are out of gas. You're getting the last fart out there, and your fart is a pretty big one. And I'm really worried. That is super risky. You still have time. Like, I understand this can go higher because the SPY's not at its monthly expected move at all. But that's really interesting that the Qs are just ripping. That's crazy. Now we pay attention to weekly expected move. Look at that. It can go all the way to 534.68 before we can see resistance, because you're in no man's land. You're in the unknown. We have no price action up here. Nothing. So now you're at a point where it's like, okay, you're in a very scary spot. No man's land, above a monthly expected move, potentially with a divergence being created here. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's cool though. It's cool to see. It's cool to see one of the most like you're living through one of the craziest moments in stock market history, just so you're aware. Like, just so you're aware of what's going on right now. You're most likely going to see this, and if it continues, you're going to still be in that moment. And then one day, you're going to also be in some kind of massive crash. Like, this is, like, insane. And the crazier part than this is, remember, we're still thinking this isn't the top. Right? The daily's kind of suggesting this is not the top. So, weirdly enough, in 2025, we could end up higher than these levels. For the SPY, you definitely can. Right, for the SPY, you definitely can. But it's weird that the SPY's not getting too much participation in this, actually. Like, you would assume all those tech stocks would really be pumping this thing. I might look at the heat map soon. All right, I gotta chug some water. A little bit seepy. I can't be seepy for you guys. No. Is it 1995? Actually, good point, Nicholas. Santa Rally. I'm in on shares on INTC, but I see what you're seeing on the monthly. Yeah, if that monthly crosses, though, I'd be pumped. Like, that is an investment I would look into. Like, I'll probably write that down on my investment list if I can pull that up. I just want to be careful with those and make sure great signals are confirming, because you're in one of the craziest times right now. If stocks like that start to participate and the SPY and the Qs hold up, like all these Mag 7 stocks can hold up, and that like those stocks start to participate, oh, you like the fact that someone brought up 1995, yeah. Anyone that says the words quantum computing, anyone that says the words we're buying Bitcoin, might head up for like years. I think we're I don't think it'll last that long. I don't think we have enough time left to do that personally, but I wouldn't be. The thing is, if you're going to do that, it's going to prove itself in the signals. Like, most likely, right? Because we already went through those multiple times. We went through all the tops for the last like 10 years, right? We went to 2008. 2017-ish, right, or 2016, something like that, and then we went to 2020 and 2022, and all of them showed the signals that we've seen that we're really looking for here, and we have some of them, we just don't have them on the daily. So that is a risky one. That's a risky one. That might get people super bullish, and that's a risky one. Look at this, look at this. I watched a video yesterday. I really like this guy. I think he's funny. I can't remember his channel name, but he pops up sometimes on my YouTube, and I'll watch him to give me a laugh throughout the day. And sometimes he covers financials and crazy stuff happening. And he talked about peak stupid and times in history where you reach peak stupid. And he mentioned the dot-com bubble. And the dot-com bubble was literally, the dot-com bubble was a lot like what's being said with AI and quantum computers right now. And if you really think about it for 2 seconds, now he's just joking about it, but literally the dot-com bubble was put .com after your name and build a website, and just put .com after your name and tell people you're building a website or have a website, and boom, you got yourself a bunch of money flowing into your company that's not even profitable. Yeah, you're Michael Saylor. Yeah, go look up Michael Saylor. What was it? Like Enron and stuff like that. Like, I remember that stuff because my dad was part of that kind of world for a while. This looks very short-lived, Matthew. Nvidia's trying to gain more though, but almost reversed 5 minutes ago. Yeah, Nvidia is interesting. I think it is worth looking at. I want you to pay attention to how the 30-minute is trying to make the higher low. The 2-hour is trying to cross up. That would be on a positive bar. Here's what I would say as well. This might be one of those bullish in the morning, because who trades in the morning? Retail. Bearish at the end of the day, because that's the big boys. So we're going to see probably, right, we're going to see what happens at the end of the day and then figure out, okay, are we about to see people just get dumped on? Oh, yeah, that's why, yeah, it's weird that this SPX isn't pumping. But AVGO is just earnings, right? Anything can happen with earnings. And earnings is something they really use to just like start the next direction a lot of the time. We'll see if it's given up, but yeah, SPY starting to reject off of its daily expected move. So when do you pay attention to the Qs? Well, when the SPY starts to test that daily expected move. So now the Qs are most likely running into resistance. We'll see if it can continue. They're still not crossing up here. 3M as well, goofing with Pine Script strat. That's so funny. If you want any input, feel free to email me the code and idea. I can play with it. Oh, I'm trash. I was trying to, I was seeing which AIs were smart, and I was testing a bunch of different AIs to see how they would build. I was seeing how they would build some Pine Script for me, because I tried to code. I just don't have the brain for it. I was in college for computer science when I first went in, and I was just like, I needed to be interacting with people. I'm more of a people person. Despite moving, now my account just had a 14% return in 14 minutes. Let's go, look, we bought some puts at the expected move. Hey, that's awesome, but just note that's not necessarily what I do. I don't necessarily encourage people to do that, but congratulations. Yeah, Richard, I'm sorry. I hate to burst that bubble. My brother is very intelligent. He has a computer science degree. He's very intelligent. He built, when I had my company before COVID, if you didn't know, destroyed my company. I made an app that would, it would take locally owned companies, not the big one, like not freaking Applebee's and stuff like that. It would take locally owned companies. It would allow them to plug in their specials for the week. And then you as like a business person, if you were downtown, you could open up the app and then you could look at, hey, who has a lunch special right now that's near me? It supports local. Is it running right now? That's what That's what my brother built for me. So I just designed the user interface, and then he just made it all happen. It was very, very cool. So then had to buy in quite a bit out of it, and stop loss not too far behind that. Yeah, it's very, very good. I mean, you will see that initial reaction down too, especially when the Qs are moving that fast. You're going to see some people taking profits. So this still can continue, right? We still have a weekly above us. We're still looking mainly for this 30-minute signal, and this hasn't even confirmed up yet. I'm sure if we put extended hours up, we might see it, but I don't want to do that just yet. I like it to be in the regular trading hours. Who do you recommend to design an app? What did we use? Well, design an app? I made it all in Photoshop. That's what I did. I made every page in Photoshop, and then I made like a board, and I said, this is what I want this to look like. This is how I want the buttons to be shaped. This is what the interaction needs to be. And then behind each of those billboards, you could flip it over, and it showed the functionality of the whole page. And then that just gives someone a picture perfect framework of like, this is what I need to make happen. And that's why my brother is so intelligent, because I can just give him that, and then he can go, yeah, anything's possible. Like anytime I asked for something, like, hey, could we maybe integrate Facebook soon? Well, we were working on that before COVID hit. But I don't necessarily know, I don't remember the platforms we were using. I know that we were using Amazon servers, and he's freaking smart, because originally we were paying a decent amount for usage and like users usage, and then his whole thing was like, his main job was, if you didn't know this, a lot of the time, and maybe some people could back it up, people that are computer science, but I figure a lot of what computer science, or like engineers, computer engineers in any way, software engineers, I mean, I figure that most of their job, at least from my brother's perspective, was like debugging. So there'd be bugs in the system, and how can we make this function to save the company money? How can we make it function better to save the company money? And that was my brother's mentality with the app, which was really cool. So I had an app that had 6,000 users in my city, and it only cost me, I think, maybe $37 a month to run the entire thing. Pretty crazy. And then my brother at his job, this is the crazy part about you engineers. You guys are so useful. And we're just watching the queue, seeing if this fades at any time, so we're just chit-chatting. But you guys are so useful. My brother saved... So my brother worked with Koch Industries for some time, and he saved them with one fix. It took him like 6 months, I think, to do it. And with one fix, he saved them $300,000 to $500,000 a year with his fix. And he got like a $5,000 bonus. And that's insane to me. You save a company potentially millions of dollars over the next 5 to 10 years, and you get like $5,000. you fucking, that's crazy to me, man. I don't know why. I always sound like the guy from that 70s show when I'm a little lack of sleep. I'm like, yeah, man. That is why software companies get such high valuation. That is why a lot of software engineers move jobs too. Worked for a big oil company and made them 10 million plus a year with an updated calculation of ethanol expansion. This was standard that year. Well, like he still got his other bonus, but it's like you would figure you'd get like at least 10% of one of the potential first year that you save that problem, right? You'd think if you save a company $300,000 a year, hey, maybe they would at least give you like 30 grand. No, they were just like, hey, thank you for doing your job. Would you like some pizza? Like that's what it seemed like to me. Yeah, and it just shows like why he left, like why he stopped doing those positions and started doing another thing where he could make more money. right? He became an MLO because he can make better money there because there's less of a salary cap. There's more of a commission cap on how hard you're willing to work. SPY crashing. Well, it's kind of up right now, so that's kind of a weird thing. But yeah, not necessarily crashing. I think it has potential to. You see DIA and IWM still going, man, with no 30-minute signal in sight. Most likely, if these are going to catch a bid soon, you might actually see a V shape from these. SPY already priced in. They're like, SPY's priced in, but the Qs, we got to make sure that hits 530. Okay, we went to 532.20. All right, let's get that thing back down. You look at Netflix. Yeah, Netflix looks like trash to me right now. I say that and it's probably like curling up, right? Always pay attention, right? This can always continue. You're still at the 5, the 30-minute can continue, but the 2-hour is a really bad signal. The original one, that's where some selling really flushed in. So what do you think is going to happen when this breaks? What do you think is going to happen when this breaks? Do you think it'll be more of this? Probably. Now, do I think this thing has time to make another upward move? Yeah, I think it does. I actually think Netflix has the opportunity to go higher. After a daily pullback, that is. But I think you're getting signals of that pullback now. Obviously, you want to see if that 2-hour, 30-minute continues in the upward direction. Maybe you'll get a nice little cookie. I wasn't very excited for this kind of thing going on. Didn't really want to pay attention to that. If this goes like this, I'll be paying attention. All right. Netflix does not look healthy here. Netflix looks out of gas, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of these things look out of gas, and that's why I kind of just was joking, and I was like, they're kind of like, you know, pushing as hard as they can to get that last fart out, and they're going to end up with a hernia. But it is a great move. Like, you have to say, that's like, hey, it reacted to the 5. We did not lose the 5. This is why we mentioned we're looking for this over here still. There was potential to not see that, right? Hold the divergence point at least flat, but now you are seeing it. So if this confirms back down, we can still head higher. So we want to see if this violates the divergence. We want to see if this comes above here. That'll tell us a lot. That'll tell us that the positivity is going to continue. This is why this market is super hard to short right now. That's why I'm overall saying look for the opportunities for bullishness. You're going to see them most likely in the next couple of weeks. But we can notice that now we're creating the reversal signal, so maybe we can pay attention soon for a drop. This is why I'm like, hey, shorting this is very, very difficult. Good analogy. Justin's like, solid. Actually, farts are a gas. Little poop particles. What do you think about United Health? United Health, big drop off. I mean, initially with the news, I think it actually saw positivity, then it dropped off, and it crossed down on a 2-hour with the gap. I haven't looked at it since. I haven't looked at that in a couple days. Oh, it's probably still 450. Making thousands on sound. God, we love to hear it, Sid. Hell yeah. Let's freaking go, dude. Okay, the thing with this is, that's great. What did I want to pay attention to? Probably an hourly chart. Let's look at the 2-hour. 2 hours pretty deep there. Look at that, and no divergence. So this is likely to continue. Is that all the pullback you're going to get? You're not even curling down a daily yet, which makes sense. You don't have 2-hour divergence. So this actually might see another upward move. And if this has a short seller problem and that stuff's going to come to light, you might see Sound make a run. Because what are they focused on right now? I mean, if this does, let me look at it. I'll go look. Oh, I know what I'm doing today, actually. Shoot, I gotta make a move real quick. Do that yet. Just kidding. JK TTYL. Okay, Dow Jones actually catching a little green there. I want to go look at that. Oh no, it's a very, very small time frame. Never mind about that. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. I was looking at SoundHound. Okay, sorry. ADHD kicked in. Yeah, they aren't even trying to fight this, really. That's interesting. I want to see. A few of these. You're not really seeing what I expected. You are seeing something interesting here from the VIX. Let me go check on that real quick over here. Oh, that's a big move in volatility. Interesting. We are doing something interesting behind the scenes, guys, while the Qs are distracting everyone up here, while everyone was going to the call side initially. Watch out for volatility. That thing is crossing up on a 30-minute. We'll see if that can hold. God dang it, can I stop doing this whole drawing thing? There you go. That's crossing up. We'll see if it holds. Got 2 minutes left, and then I do want to see an extension above the 5. But that's a big move in volatility. And a big drop from the SPY. And a big drop from the Qs. We'll see if that's profit taking. This is above a daily expected move. You can see profit taking here. We did gap above both the daily. Did we get all the way above? We pretty much gapped above. I would say gap directly on the monthly expected move. So we can use that as support now. But we'll see. But volatility is suggesting you're about to see that 2-hour curl up. So that is posting in 1 minute 40 seconds. And IWM still tanking. Now outside of a weekly expected move for the DIA, so we could see positive reactions from here, but we have not seen any positivity in this in a long time. But the daily still has room too to go down further. This might go all the way to the 50. That is crazy. We might go here. The breakout area that we gapped above, retest, go higher. So this is our next little zone. 50 is right there as well. We'll see if we can hold up before that, but not a good look for now from DIA. Qs, you are just nutty. Okay, now we have the divergence point, and you've gotten the RSI to turn down, so we're just seeing if this MACD can cross. Look how close it is to the center line. Oh, you didn't get the cross here. So this might leak out for a little bit of time. They might hold it up here during retail, let them get bullish, and then we'll see what happens. But it really looks like to me, this is the only thing you hope is like, hey, this fart doesn't turn into some kind of diarrhea, and then you see a absolute bubble moment. But hey, I'll be back in a couple of minutes here. I'm gonna go use the restroom, and I'll be right back. Gonna say hi to the girls for a second. 2 seconds Turkish. Be right back. Nothing better than baby girl watching her little Spanish tunes. Alrighty, looks like we're just gonna chill and wait and see if this stuff can happen. Anyone see anything interesting? Amazon looks like it's about to maybe make another move higher. Dramatic divergence here, by the way, for Amazon. Hold on here, what's going on? Is that dramatic? Was that always that dramatic? Feel like it didn't look like that yesterday. Ooh, AMD. Rough, but we were talking about the fact that it was below the 5, and you gotta pay attention if that's gonna reject off of it. Seems like that happened as of now. Tesla booming. Tesla, no divergence really. I mean, you have one here, but it's not on the RSI at the same time. And then you have one here, but it's not on the MACD at the same time. So continuation there. Dang, I gotta put on a hoodie. I got a little chilly. VIX confirmed up, turned right back down. This is like the sneakiest market. Dollar going positive now. People still pretty damn bullish. Might go look at Max Payne for the day. Where are they gonna land this thing? And someone asked for Max Payne for what, AMC? It's probably 450. They're just, I think with AMC, I think they're just not being sneaky with it this week. I think they're like, fuck this. Yeah, Max Payne's 450. Actually, Qs. I need to look at the Qs. So one thing is, if the SPY breaks out, look for 610. You would look at 606 is a very good call wall. That was hard to break through. But 610 for the SPY. Very good level to watch. Max Payne's at 600 for SPY today. And then... oh, just a large amount of puts early on today for the Qs. Bigger amount of puts for the Qs today. And it was at 522 for the Qs. Which happens to be close to your bottom side move. Call wall is at 530, so you're taking that. That can actually cause some more squeezing. You can hold, so if it's pretty much if the Qs can really remain above 530 and get rid of these divergence, they can continue to be bullish. But I think monthly expected move, this is exactly what we see, right? We see it above the monthly expected move. Now you have a 2-hour divergence technically above the monthly expected move. This is what I look for. I like it. I like it. I love it. I do not want some more of it. I want a pullback so I can get back in this stuff, guys. You guys are all rich. Stop pumping this market. God. Let me get in too, man. I gotta put on a hoodie. I'm a little chilly. But then when I put on a hoodie, I get a little hot. So then I have to take it off. I'm gonna put it half on. I'm gonna wear my hoodie like a sorority girl right now. What are you guys chatting about? Let's look at some stuff. Brave shorts here. Santa Claus rally? Okay, so just to put this in perspective for you guys real quick. Okay, December. So you'll see a lot of times where the Santa Claus rally will happen at the end of the month. Like, look at that. The Santa, you'd say Santa Claus, and that's still, okay, so you still could be in this phase, right? But notice what happens afterwards, right? You do see these type of things, okay? So just be prepared for the selling if it is going to come in at some point. Oh, we got to go way back. Oh, yeah, December was technically the top here. So see, like, December, you're going to see in December, normally this is what you want to see before that rally. Then you get the rally, but look how it ends. Bad. Okay? Like, that's another one there. So they're setting up a lot of those kinds of things. Now, that could just be a pullback, right? We could continue this, see some kind of pullback. That's fine. But you've already rallied pretty damn hard here, man. And you have not backed off. So I don't think it's, like, safe to say that that's a thing. But you're only on the 13th. We'll see how it plays out. I'm just looking for if this confirmation happens here. And then I go, okay, that would suggest we're going to get a 2 hour to pull down. 2 hours suggests we're going to get the daily pullback. Where do we see Tesla at next week? Tesla's doing its thing, man. I can't bet against it. If it's going to get a pullback, then I would say at least the breakout area towards 361.64 is where I'll be looking at it. I don't know if that's going to happen next week. This is extremely bullish right now. But just giving it plain and simple here, hey, if I want an opportunity, I'd be looking right here at 362 to 361. At least something like that, and I want to see good signals there. I'm not just going to be like, oh, support, I buy there. No, I need 5 reasons. For this stock, you're well outside of your weekly. I think you're outside of your weekly now. Actually, why the hell do I say I think? I can literally go look. All right, so Tesla, we also have daily expected moves for Tesla on Patreon, but you do notice we are outside of a monthly pretty drastically, almost by 10%. And then you are outside of the weekly as of right now as well. Now, you are experiencing something crazy on a Friday. Friday is obviously going to be more likely to see if that is going to close outside of those expected moves. That's just because you don't have a lot of time left. But on Patreon, we also give out daily expected moves. Tesla is ramming its head on that right now. What's something that saw a crazy upward move that we watch here? Hey, DJT, solid little upward move there. DJT catching a bid, what the heck? I don't like these signals right now, but hey, if you don't curl down, then I like ya. Palantir. I wonder what Palantir's move was. Ooh, yeah. Not a very good daily expected move for Palantir. What's something that dropped? IWM. Yeah, so IWM is pretty much look at that weekly expected move. That's going to be the more important level. Oh, SPY is really wanting to drop though. The SPY is dropping off. So don't sleep on the fact that this has confirmed on the 30-minute. Now you're just waiting and seeing, hey, if that confirms on the 2 hour, that would suggest that this is at least going to make a move similar to this one. Choink. 1504. Remember that level? So that's what it's suggesting at this point. Spy, are you about to vomit? What the heck is going on? We're outside of the channel. So since that confirmed again on volatility, I'm gonna sit on that. I'll sit on it. Gotta go check on, let's go over here. I'm gonna put oil up on my other charts for a sec. Look at that, because that's my trade. The 2 hour signals. No, actually saying the 2 hour move higher is potentially coming next, so that's good. And then that'll probably fade with FOMC, so, or consolidate. So I think I just sell that before FOMC, and we're all good, but we're positioned very well there. Maybe I'll sell half on FOMC day. Yeah, IWM not affected by this rally. They are hammering. Small caps are getting hammered. Really, if we look across what's going on, like really what is going on? A lot of things are red, but you have certain, probably potentially some tech stocks. Like I want to kind of look at a heat map because I highly doubt we're going to see a ton of green. Do I have... Damn it, I don't have my heat map here. Is. Yeah, so you're seeing the cues like that, right? You're seeing the cues, tech, right, going way up. Does this look like there's a ton of participation? Or does it look like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then some little guys in here? Semiconductors catching a bid pretty good there. I do not see like green. I don't see a lot of green. I see thick green, some green, some green, some green. Costco, hey, upward move with the earnings. I'm not seeing a ton across the board at all. So breadth is probably garbage. That's the unfortunate thing about streaming in the mornings is this could just sit up here for a long period of time. You gap up, you gap down, you gap up. What the hell are these island reversals, cues? You gap up, you gap down, you gap up. Ooh, we gonna gap down? If you rally here, that's just insane. Look at that, you're even violating the highs. That's so crazy. Crazy move. It's all AVGO. Blame them. Oh, was it Broadcom? Is that what AVGO is, right? Broadcom? What the hell did they say in the earnings? Well, we can find out pretty quick. I bet you it says something about quantum computing, AI, or Bitcoin. No, it just mostly says, okay. Oppenheimer adjusts Broadcom price target to 225 from 200. Bank of America, one of the most underwater banks ever, with their suggestion, they are saying that it's targeted at 250. Broadcom hits $1 trillion valuation on lofty forecasts for AI demand. There you go. Once they hear AI, they go, oh yeah, let's raise that target. Broadcom stock rallies as AI chip sales soar. Yeah, the dot-com bubble too, though. We had a lot of people caught in some fraudulent behavior there. Michael Saylor. So I'm just gonna guess that there's some kind of cooking of the books going on in a lot of these stocks. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. SMCI. We know that one's there. SMCI curling down again on the 30-minute here. About to confirm down on the daily if it gets another follow-through day. Didn't hold up for the head and shoulders either. Netflix starting to pull down. Netflix with the 2-hour divergence confirmation. The most likely thing to happen here is you are going to see that daily pullback. Bitcoin actually doing the opposite, right? Starting to see some upside, so opposite of Netflix, but Bitcoin actually trying to confirm up on a daily scale. Potential for a run there. No divergence as of on the MACD and RSI at the same time. More getting the squeeze behavior now, according to your MACD. Whoop, 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 whoop. AMC has finally made it down to a key level if you're part of the Patreon. Sorry, I was just leaving that up on the screen, but AMC now is reaching a very interesting point. Let's put it that way. We'll see if we get reactions from this level. GME, I don't think that's really seeing anything crazy. Yeah, you're still just bottling up in the same area. If you zoom out on it, you're just bottling up here. I think we had a triangle here, but you have to be aware that could be slanted head and shoulders. Two-hour cross is not a good sign for GME. We gotta look at something real quick here. All right, I'm done looking at that stuff. It was fun while it lasted. Now we gotta see if this is fun while it lasts. Ooh, kind of giving up the whole bar there. Now we should expect profit taking. We're above a monthly and a daily expected move. So profit taking would make sense. It's if it escalates more than that, that's when we'll really pay attention. Yeah, AMC might just sit on 418. Then if it gets positivity, it's probably not going past 450. It's Friday. Doesn't look very good. Oh, my tummy growled. Nvidia reversal. Yeah, it's not the best look, is it? It's still in range. Still in range to do something. I'm sure if you went micro, like real micro, you'd probably start being like, okay, if I start to see this type of thing pop up, that could be bad. Just really want to see if this 2-hour can confirm up. If it doesn't confirm up, okay, then we're still rejecting here. And now you've kind of gotten rid of the potential for, I think, a good clean 30-minute divergence here. I just think you got rid of that. You could actually, I mean, technically, it could be wonky, but this could just be some kind of slanted grab right now. Right, you reacted up and grabbed liquidity from the top here. Watch out. Now you do have the opposite signal as well. That's what we're paying attention to. That's why we're seeing if that 2-hour can confirm up. That would say some interesting stuff. If Nvidia does this, shit's gonna go nuts. If Nvidia puts out like good news over the weekend in some way, oh, that's this market's gonna go bonkers. Like, it doesn't matter. It probably will. But I'm still just waiting to see if this can confirm. I expect a battle up here. Now I want to see who wins. Losing the battle would be, hey, yeah, confirmation. We cut below this level without any gap support coming in. And then ultimately, though, it's taken out this level right here. Oh, AMD. AMD does not look like it's doing well right now. Now, it could become an opportunity if that's able to show you a good signal, but just note this is a stock that has a seriously bad signal. I think option plays in this, yeah, okay, it does move a little bit better, but it does have monthly divergence. So I want to treat that very seriously. Eventually these companies won't be able to just keep saying AI this and report their revenues as their future revenues on their balance sheet. Eventually they're not going to be able to do those things. AMD is burn in hell. Yeah, and the monthly signal is suggesting this is still bad, right? What do we say? It's most likely when you see this, you're going to see lower prices before you see a reversal. You're seeing lower prices. Has this fully played out? Well, the last time it fully played out, it went all the way to the center line. So I'm not saying there can't be an opportunity. I'm just saying this is a very bad signal. It's kind of like AMD got kicked out of the Nvidia club. Like all the politicians and everyone kicked AMD out. I want to see this. If this crosses this week, this will be important. We got to see if that can close below the 9. Below the 9, below the 5. This will be important this week. That's why you really want to see if that 2-hour can confirm up and we can see some random, really bullish move. Ooh, starting to go negative on the daily too. It's not a recipe for success right now for Nvidia. Friday always jumps. Hey, that's kind of sick. Well, so there's something you have to understand about volatility, and that is volatility is how is volatility calculated? Can someone tell me how volatility is calculated and why it might not be reacting right now? Inflation up, unemployment up, government debt up, Bitcoin up, stocks up, gold up, yields up. What could possibly go wrong? I actually really like that. That's funny. Everything. That's why people are starting to say everything bubble. Hedges 30 days out. Oh yeah. So pretty much when you see volatility pop, that's actually more than hedging, right? So what you're initially going to see is little hedge moves like this. This is what usually triggers these momentum signals, are when people start to go, oh, this is a risky area, let me hedge. And then if something bad happens, then you see people take those calls off a month out and start to, well, they would seriously hedge their longs or even go short. Yeah, so yeah, you guys are hitting the nail on the head here. So the reason that this could be overall not moving at this point is because this is not causing people to hedge. It actually is showing more greed, the fact that this is not moving up in the upward direction while the SPY really starts to drop off. Now, you are seeing it move up, but notice that the SPY is only up 0.10, volatility is down 1.73 still. So do you think people are still taking this drop seriously, or do you think people are thinking about buying this dip? It more so looks to me like the first bit of people are hedging in this little 30-minute move for volatility. That's why I want to see confirmation from a bigger time frame. That's why the 2-hour signal is the ultimate goal here for volatility to come back in. And then from there, it's do we see a big move or do we see a little one like this that just goes like that? Yeah, so it is a sign that people are greedy if you read into it a little bit with common sense and you understand what this actually calculates. Yeah, it's a sign that not a lot of people are really hedging still. Even with how the Qs look, even going outside of the monthly, even going outside of the daily, even reacting almost all the way up to the weekly, even outside of an annual expected move. There's a lot of bullishness in there. Now, I think people are hesitant, right? We see that fear greed on, if you go look it up, it's still, I believe, neutral. So if that's neutral and then something bad happens, how fast do you think people will get scared? Pretty fast. I think they were aware of it and they're very willing to short at that point, in my opinion. And I think that's why you're seeing that. They're very fearful of a drop in a way because you're neutral. But they're like, this is really bullish. I'm not hedging yet. I'm not hedging yet. I'm not hedging yet. That is like crazy not to hedge with this. I have my hedge, right? That's all I have. Checking up on that market crash. No market crash. I actually think we end up going higher. I just think we could go through a daily pullback that's a little bit uglier. If it ends up being a crash, that'd be cool. AMP, first of all, sick ticker. I don't know if I've looked at this before. Actually, for a 30-minute, that's a really high up move. Yeah, it's a really high up move. Very skeptical on this. A lot of weird gaps. The opportunity would be if this could get by the center line. You notice when this crossed through positive territory, that's when the big rip happened. And you keep getting these little cross down, gap up, little cross down. Ooh, gap up, but didn't cross up again. So you do have divergence at these highs, but it's just on your RSI, not on your MACD at the same time, and you're really high up. So actually, if this could experience a little consolidation or pullback in some way and just cross up that 30-minute, this thing can remain bullish. 2 hours screaming, so you would like a 2-hour pullback, but I think you could get a 30-minute one, then you get the 2-hour one, and then you see what happens over time. And it might not be that big, by the way. I'm just giving you an idea. Yeah, that's extremely bullish, and the likelihood of that continuing is pretty damn high. Yeah, you see these bullish moves? Like, yeah, they give up a lot, so you want to be aware of the reaction, but you see that when it's positive, and then you curl down, then you curl up, and then you curl down, up, down, up. As long as you're crossing back up into positive, it seems to be good. So you're seeing the first really bullish move. If you get a 30-minute pullback first and that confirms up, that would probably be the first thing you're going to see. Yeah, I don't think this looks like... I definitely think it could drop off. This is a massive move. Like, look at the drop-offs in the past, right? Okay, so it means be very diligent with it and notice that the signals aren't technically with you as far as price action going up. But if you can retest this 5... and then come back up, you just see this 30-minute cross up, you might get yourself one of these gaps. That's if it does it during market hours, right? Because you're noticing it's doing it, right? All these gap ups are kind of like at the end, right? And they kind of give these blips, blip, kink, right? They're kind of some fake out moves. But if you get that 30-minute cross up during market hours, I would say at the end of the day, that would be nice. It seems like people like to buy it when the momentum's stronger. Okay, see, SPY dropping off now. About to go negative. Qs, we'll see if that can confirm back down into negative territory. We'll see if it's just going to fill a gap and then go again, right? We can easily do that, but we do have the 30-minute divergence here. We have the 2-hour that is now failing for the Qs, so very important to keep our eye on this. We do notice that the SPY is turning negative, but look at this. Now people are going, oh crap. So I think the fear can come in pretty quick because you're at neutral, right? If we just think of it as a line from a 100 to 0, 0 being absolute fear, 100 being absolute greed, and we're at 50, is it easier to get to absolute fear from 50, or is it easier to get to absolute fear from 100? I think it's easier to get to a lot of fear from 50, right? Because 50 is closer to 0. That's just what I would say. I think you're going to go through a time where people are a little scared. Yeah, it's moving pretty quick too. But we'll see, right? It's still up there. It is still up there. This is what we're looking for. We haven't got any confirmation. Right? And I really want to see something happen again. I want this to lose the 5 and not be able to take it back by end of day. But if this thing crosses, you are very likely to go test that daily expected move, or at least the gap fill, right? We would say gap fill first, then the daily expected move. That's within a gap, so we know that price is important. That's why we gapped above it. That's why that little zone in here held as resistance with these wicks. So this will be an important little area. But if that crosses, that's saying the momentum is super weak, and that's why I was calling this the last fart here. It's going down. I'm yelling new low, oh my gosh, they just stole your money, you're getting bullish, just wait for a pullback, you could get an opportunity in like 5 days. right? I'm not seeing major reversals, so I'm still going to treat this like, hey, if I see a bullish signal, got to pay attention to it. That helped us a few days ago, right? Everyone talking about the head and shoulders with Nvidia, and we were like, yeah, Nvidia's going to bounce tomorrow. Literally, I was very confident with it because I was like, this is a bullish market. Any bullish signal I see, I'm paying attention to it. So as of now, the SPY is actually not able to confirm the move higher. Qs, we got to see if that drops back down. So I think Qs are the one to watch. So I'm still going to be paying attention to any 2-hour bullish signal at this point. 30-minute bullish signal? Well, if that's real deep, if that's negative territory in some way, we could get a 2-hour pop. Then we want to see if that 2-hour drops again. How can the NASDAQ be positive? Or, sorry, how can the NASDAQ be negative and the Qs still be positive so much? I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, I can go look, but I haven't looked at that today. Look at futures. I mean, I have the NDX as positive still. I mean, if you're looking at futures, just look at the timing of when the closes are actually at. That could be why. Because there was a moment here right after the close. So you see, this was the close. I believe it was here, right? Yeah, 3. So right here, and then an hour and a half later, you were actually way back up to here. So that could be why you're seeing it. There was something that happened in the post market, but you'd want to look at the timings of the NQ or something like that. But the NDX is showing as positive. Unless I'm not understanding what you're talking about. See, this daily hasn't even crossed yet. Oh, Qs, you're going to end up to 510, aren't you? Oh, you silly, silly goose. Oh my gosh, there's going to be so many stock market crash videos out this weekend. It's going to be insane. It's going to be a dope one. I gotta sneeze. AMC, GME, squeeze! Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry, that's just how I sneeze. You guys, someone report AI news or quantum computing or just lie on your books. Come on. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for the blessings. Yeah, it's positive. You gotta still see that 2 hours the big thing. So far, lost $22. But won 2 times out of 3. Hey, that's not bad. That's a 66% success rate right there. Ron Walker will definitely be putting out the market crash report this weekend, and he will be right. He'll be right eventually. What is happening in the market? I look away for 1 hour and everything's red. Well, what's happening is this could just be a huge liquidity. Well, it's weird because I don't know if it'd be a liquidity grab unless people have a ton of orders up here. But we know there were a bunch of orders at 5:30 for the Qs. For the SPY, I think it was at 6:0 fudge. I'm forgetting. I don't want to butcher that. 6:06. Yeah, 6:06. Decent amount of orders there. Not not a massive amount, but a pretty big amount. Almost 38K. And that's not including the day traders today. So if someone was targeting 606, they might have orders there. You gotta move. All right, let me pinpoint the exact price if we pull back where we would go to. Oh, I have an idea. I'm gonna pinpoint the exact price. I'm not gonna be able to, guys. I'm trolling, by the way. Okay, so the low of November 14th. The low of November 14th. All right, so open the close. So 593.35. Yeah, if we drop more than that, that'd be kind of crazy. Would make sense though. You got like 4 stocks above their monthly expected moves. A lot of puts just came in. Decent amount. You got back up to a 0.88, so I guess that's not too crazy, but still there. Oh yeah, let's look at housing. Oh, housing dropped off. Housing sector dropped off again. You have dollar increasing, 10-year yield increasing, the housing sector taking an absolute crap. You have the Dow Jones taking a crap. You've got IWM taking a crap. But, hey, the SPY and the Qs are still higher, guys. Let me pile all my money into someone that says they're going to potentially do something with AI. The other thing about Tesla, one thing I'll be critical about Tesla on, not a hater of Tesla by any means, but one thing I'll be critical of Tesla is someone, like, I saw people spamming the news that they were going to make an affordable electric vehicle. They have given that same exact news, and it has caused a pump every single time. And they have given that news once a year for now the last 3 years, 2024, 2023, and 2022. 3 years now you have heard that news that they are looking to make 2022. We are looking to make an affordable EV for 2023. 2023, just the rumor just goes away, right? Or the news, whatever you want to call it. And then 2023. Yeah, we're going to make it for 2024. 2024. Yeah, we're going to make it for 2025. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? But Doge, man. Wait, the coin or the Department of Government Efficiency? You definitely need some efficiency in our government, that's for sure. I am interested to see how all that plays out. We will frickin' see. Hey, we're still dropping. Who's woofing? Someone fell asleep and is woofing. No 2-hour cross up yet. See, people, I don't think people are that scared just yet. I mean, you do have a move up of about 4%. That's not something to shy away from, but you want to see when people get scared, this thing gets up by 12, 10, 15, 20%. That's when people get scared. You want to see fear? This is fear. That's continued fear. This over here, you're just seeing this. A little bit more than this, okay? A little bit more than that. But yeah, 2-hour crosses up, that's not a good sign for the SPY. It's good though. It means puts are remaining cheap actually. Or at least that's what it should entail. Nice run up. Methane department, no shit. Oh, cows do not smell good, man. We got some cows around here. Not in the city, but whew, you drive to some areas where the cows are at. God, my goodness, that place stanky. Kins! Oh, Kins. Let's look at something random, guys. Come on now. Come on now. Have some fun today. Ooh, 30-minute double bottom confirmation on this bar above the 5. This is all a great trigger for a 2-hour move higher. What's that 2-hour look like? Hey, it's down by the center line. It's close enough to going positive. Got to be aware of a lower high, right? We can easily see this obvious floor here. Awesome. Okay, but that's a good start. That's a good start. You just want to not see any potential weakness like that. But for the most part, that's a great move. If that continues, you're crossing up. I like it. RSI getting above, like it looks pretty damn good. Just if that can go positive, I'd be even happier. But this is where it's like, hey, yeah, I'm going for it, and then I'm managing the trade. The yellow line at 618. Yellow lines are going to be the monthly expected move. So that's why we're really paying attention to the Qs, because the Qs are doing this. This is what I was looking for, right? This is what I said at the beginning of the week. I'm looking for a signal outside of the monthly expected move or outside of this weekly expected move, which would be outside of both. Now we have one of those signals if the Qs keep dropping, right? This hasn't confirmed yet, right? This can leak out for quite some time. Nvidia, new weekly low. Watch Nvidia today. That's going to confirm down on a weekly scale. You can catch bounces. You can still always catch bounces, but just note that the weekly momentum is saying down for now. It is technically in positive territory, so it would more say, hey, pull back, pull back, pull back. Oh, we're crossing the center line. Yikes. Yeah, that's a monthly expected move. And you have, what is it? I think 4 out of the 7 Magnificent 7 stocks. I think it might be 5 or 6 actually. I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna count. Let's see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, no, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 out of the 7 Magnificent 7 stocks outside of monthly expected moves. Pretty drastically. And people bought calls here. Like, shit, man. We saw that huge amount of calls come in. You're probably going to see that again. We might even see another move higher. But you have, this is the craziest I've ever seen stocks. Genuinely. This is the craziest I've ever seen stocks. Unless it was like, you know, V-shaped bottom money pumping type thing. But yeah, this is the craziest I have ever seen the Magnificent 7 behave in 1 month. Because a lot of them are like not, you know, Apple's just at the monthly. The other ones are like blowing past the monthlies. Like Google, of course. How would they not blow past the monthly, you know? Because apparently Tesla, like, is putting out a, you know, I don't know if you guys heard this, but it's totally new news. Tesla might be putting out a cheaper EV soon. I don't know if you guys heard that. Google, something AI quantum computing, for sure. Apple Intelligence, yeah, for sure. Nvidia hasn't given us any, Nvidia has not texted out on its Twitter anything about further AI stuff or quantum computing. Nvidia has to wait for earnings so they can show you fake revenues. Oh, God. Yeah, it's a little nervous to give out those big fake revenues and put out a bunch of news because SMCI got caught doing the problem first, so... But it's okay, guys, because SMCI bottomed, okay? Because they researched and there was no... Did you know this? Did you guys know this about SMCI? SMCI actually, they had someone research the problem. They had someone research the problem, and it turns out they didn't cook their books at all. Did you guys know that? They got in trouble because like the company left. They're like, you cooked your books. And then, yeah, they had someone look into it, and they actually didn't. No. Swan, hey, come on. Don't be that guy. Okay, look. They took this very seriously. They analyzed this very, very seriously and made sure that there was no illegal activity. That's why they put one person that is on the board to research it. Yeah, it's okay. A board member researched it and said they didn't do anything wrong. Did you steal from the store? Hey, we know you stole from the store. Let me research this real quick. I don't see any of the Snickers that I stole anywhere in this room right now. So I did not steal from the store. No, I did my we actually hired someone. He's a chocolate analyst, and yeah, he looked into the report. Don't check his ID. It might look a lot like mine. Everything's now red when I come back. Well, what happened is we're outside of a monthly expected move and 68% chance to land below that. And this is the exact look that I've been looking for all week, and it's happening on Friday, and I'm kind of loving it. Yo, which bubble though, Carlos? Just AI bubble? What about the debt bubble? What about the AI bubble? What about them trying to make a bigger bubble with quantum computing now? What about the housing bubble? That's a lot. That's a lot. That's like a lot. Sorry. I didn't eat it. No, Swan, I didn't eat it, okay? God, I'm allergic. It's like the cartel making sure they aren't selling rugs. Well, that's a bad move. That might be a little bit more than profit taking, by the way. Oh, you just confirmed Divergence. Now we see what happens, and we watch the fireworks. All right, now we just need this 2 hour to confirm up. 2 hour confirm up. Do it, Volatility. Frickin' do it! Do it! We're having fun today. It's Friday. We gotta have some fun.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it.
Exactly.
Nothing is impossible.
100%.
You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No. What are you waiting for?
No.
Do it.
No.
Just.
I'm gonna keep gambling now. Yo, facts though. Yeah, don't even get me started on fucking Hawk to it. Can we look at this? What is it? Is it Hawk? Hawk to yeah. Yeah. That's not chill. Yeah, that's chill if you sold. Yo, that's not chill. Is that Divergence? Should we get into this? Shut the. I swear to God, if you get rich off one of these things, hey, congratulations. But I swear, 800% miles. Gosh, what a freaking Good job you just did, Miles. Congratulations. That is awesome. Love to hear it. That's fantastic. That is fan-freaking-tastic. Rooting for a crash, is that bad? In some aspects, yes. For yourself, maybe not. The good quote, actually, is from The Big Short, which is when they short the entire, U.S. economy. And, yeah, and he just turns around and he gives a simple example of what happens to regular people when bad things happen. And I think that's what you have to keep in your mind. But understand, like, it's not your fault that those things are happening. So, but I think, hoping for a crash for yourself to make money is not like the worst thing. But not take into consideration the effect that it has on average people is something else. Hawk your money into the toilet. Yeah. It's funny because people are like, I'm going to invest my money in Hawk Tua to benefit my future children's lives. And then she just takes those future children's lives and goes, Hawk Tua. Sorry, that was vulgar, guys. I'm sorry about that. Let's get back to finance here in some way. Let's get back to some technicals in some way. My bad. I'm having too much fun. I just wanted to joke around a little bit. That's my bad. Q is still waiting to see if this is going to produce that low here. I want to see this low taken out, but not today. So for the SPY, someone asking for that low here. 602 flat is what I'm looking at. Yep, so 602, who is asking? Jahan, 602. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm being a little loose today, right? I'm being a little loose with it, but yeah. Just know, if you ask me to analyze something, I'm gonna take it seriously, all right? I keep forgetting you used to be a comedian. Yeah, I've got some stories, man. I used to live a wild life. Oh, I used to be a little nuts. I used to, the problem with me was I used to not have a filter at all. Like, I would just say the truth, like, in a mean way. Like, I would just be like, a girl would come up to me and be like, why is this happening? Or a guy would come up to me and be like, why is this happening? I'd be like, yeah, because you're a simp. I would just, like, give it to him blunt. And now I kind of think a little bit before I speak, but that's going out the window today. I'm having some fun with it. You think Nvidia could bounce here? I mean, Nvidia is at the opportunity to bounce, right? It's below that expected move. Here's the thing with Nvidia from here. You're seeing the market potentially give you topping signals, the signal that I'm looking for, and that signal has confirmed. Nvidia is potentially confirming a weekly divergence this week. So weirdly enough, you do have a daily expected move on Patreon. You have a weekly expected move on Patreon for this stock. All right, that is here. I'm just going to tell you, right? It's Friday. You joined the live stream, and I appreciate it. So this right here. This right here is very important. Now, what day are we on? We're on Friday. So when are you very likely to see big moves outside of these weekly expected moves? Like, when is it more, less time for you to get back in those moves? Well, it's Friday. It's really Thursday, Friday. So there you go. Like, this is where you have to be very aware that this is kind of a wonky signal. It's still there. I would take it into consideration if you see some random buying up, but just be aware that it's Friday and this can just sell off for the rest of the day if it wants to, because you're in the crazy area where 32% of the time you do see something crazy and you're on the last day of that. So you don't have a lot of time if this thing flushes to just go back up unless it's like a V shape. Yeah. Oh no, soccer I was pretty quiet. I was a bully on the field. My coaches called me a pit bull. But I'm very nice. Very nice guy now. Very nice. I've always been pretty nice. Think Nvidia's better odds of going up? Nvidia's better odds of going up next week? No. No, not if this confirms. And you're really looking. So in order for this not to confirm, you'd have to go all the way back above 140 like today. Yeah, you could bounce off this 20, a lot can happen. But this signal is suggesting that Nvidia is about to go through some pain. Which is funny, because GME just put out a great earnings, and Nvidia might be the, the prop up for that to continue to head down. How do you know it's confirmed divergence? Because you actually got the all the confirmations here. So you have. So this is the confirmation on the MACD. It is now actually confirming on the RSI. So that is the latest, the last piece of the confirmation. But I like to just see it on the MACD because that one is known to lag behind. So if that one's confirming it first, I really believe in it. But now you're just getting that on the RSI if this keeps dropping. So you got 20 minutes left. Sorry, not 25, 20 minutes left for that. And you're also getting the bar to close a firm red negative close below the 9 on whatever chart you're looking at, but this one's the 30. So that has confirmed divergence. You are back to the confirmation on the 2 hour. You never unconfirmed the signal. So now you have the confirmation on the MACD. Notice that is leading the RSI to cross that center line. So this would be the, you would say confirmation, but if you want full confirmation, that would be when the RSI goes below the center line. That would be your follow through. Yeah, hell yeah, Cuckoo. You were a center back, weren't you? Yeah, of course. You're welcome. Thanks for being here today. I trade shorter term options, so only looking for smaller percentage moves in stocks. Yeah, well, there's potential for those once these 30 minutes play out. Like this is where you can do one of those, like, these are stuff I look for those small moves, right? I might look at I might look for a 30 minute that looks like it has divergence, and then I might say, okay, let me look at a 5 minute, spot the weakness, take a play, see if that can go to a daily expected move and be done, right? This still has potential to just buy back up. It's still positive, right? You always have the potential for bounces. IWM. See IWM down at a weekly expected move, probably hitting a daily expected move as well. DIA finally getting some kind of bounce here. I wonder if at first this might just be rotation in some way. Tesla, not good on the rejection happening here. If this closes back below, I would say closes below this low, but if it closes back below those moving averages, it's not a good sign. Still above the 5 though. Just got back in some calls. Hey, good luck to you. Hope it works out. And I'm being genuine about that, I really do. I don't hope you guys lose money. Even if you take a play that's against mine, I'm not shorting the Qs right now. I hedged. By hedged, I mean I got rid of my longs and I took a hedge as if I had longs. So the position size is small. But yeah. I still think this has potential to move higher, so I'm not overly excited to short. That's a big move. See, now you need a green bar here. That would be the confirmation. See, if this is on a red bar, I don't like it, but it is crossing up, going positive. I want to see a green bar there. Should I buy Nvidia? Hey, you make your decisions, right? It's your money. I don't want anyone else to be in charge of my money. That's why I take control of my trading. All I see is this signal, and that tells me be a little bit cautious. Upward moves can always happen, right? This is why people like myself can only analyze things so much, right? And why you shouldn't, why you should take control of your own trading and be accountable and not depend on, like, these people on YouTube and myself, because at the end of the day, it's your money. You're the one pushing the buttons. And 2, you can make whatever decision you want. You can make any strategy you want. So if you're doing a 5-minute strategy and your 5-minute strategy looks okay here, do what you want. You know what I mean? Because it could bounce at any time. But I'm just saying, from a position trader perspective, this is not what you want to see for a good position. right? I want to see a swing trade to the upside. I want to see a divergence down at the low. I want to see a divergence down here for bullishness, right? That's when I would take a bullish trade. This is the opposite of that, so I'm not overly excited to take a bullish trade here. SPY starting to get some kind of bounce, huh? All right, now we have little cup and handle, another cup and handle, and a cup and handle. Do we go make another cup and handle? Yeah. Yeah, so that's the good way to ask it, you know, IYC man, and I can explain why I wouldn't. And it's just because I like to take things a little bit farther out with options. I don't do 5-minute trades, and I don't trade something for 15 minutes and sell it. That's not how I like to do things. I like to give myself time to think through my decision making, write down what I want to do to get out, write down what would happen for me to stay in, and then take profit eventually, right? So. Oh, is this United Health? Oh, you got Divergence. Oh, you have Divergence on the RSI for the 2-hour as well. What this might do is react to go test something like 556, or at least test the 5-day moving average. Yeah, that does not look like it's going to recover just yet. Anything can happen, right? That thing got some really interesting bad news, but you have a little reversal for the 2-hour, still very deep into negative territory. So lower high, very likely for the 2-hour. Lower high still likely for the 30-minute even, because this is so deep in negative territory. You could go up, you could react to that 5, you could curl back down, create a stronger base, get that tapering going, and then you could see some upside for that one. You know, and that's just a probability. It's still tanking as of right now. All right, VIX, there you go. That's the bar we need. We need a 2-hour bar like that. Here in about 2 hours, we'll see what happens with this bad boy. Very interesting today. Unfortunately, guys, I do have to hop off here in a moment, in about 5 minutes. Yeah, Nvidia has the head and shoulders on the daily, and that's why I was just being critical of people saying it here, because it was showing a reversal signal. Technically, you're still showing a reversal signal. If that would confirm, that would mean Nvidia might get positivity next week if that confirms today, if that confirms on Monday. But you're also at risk here that the weekly divergence is going to take over, and you're going to get weekly momentum to go down. So what do I trust more? The weekly divergence that's saying this thing's going to head lower, or a 30-minute divergence? So it's more like, by the end of the month, do I expect us to hit lower prices than right now? Or do I expect us to hit dramatically higher prices than right now? And the weekly is suggesting lower, right? We talked about that with AMD. Yeah, I hope that was like, I hope people understand what I'm saying there. I want to be helpful as possible, but just note, it's impossible for me to know 150 people live their all of their strategies, right? So I'm just telling you it on a perspective of, this is how I do things, here's how you can learn from it. This is kind of something that I would look at, that kind of thing. Okay, good. Yeah, it doesn't mean bounces can't happen, and if you have a strategy that's totally different from mine and you see your setup and you're in control of your trades, you're going to be accountable for your trades, you're going to manage your risk in some way, you're going to manage your trade, what's the problem? Right? You're seeing your setup. Execute the trade, make a plan for when you'll get out, when you'll get in. I like it. I like the caps. Seems like big attitude. I like it. Yeah, guys, so I'm actually going to have to hop off. I'm just going to hop off now, but I do appreciate you guys being here. This is starting to curl down. We'll see if some funkiness happens, and if I see anything interesting, I might hop back on live at the end of the day. But I do hope you guys have a good weekend. You know, at the end of the day, guys, it's the weekend. What I always like to say, or at least a lot of the time I like to say on the weekend, something that I do is I try not to take massive plays if I'm really seeing some funky behavior before a weekend, because I don't want to wake up on Monday and have it ruin my entire week. So something I will lead you guys off with, leave you guys with here, is just make sure you're really focusing on trading like water, keeping things in perspective. Don't try to blow up your account or something like that. You really just want to be managing risk in these situations, understanding you are in a massively bullish trend and you're starting to see some weakness signals here. And it really looks like we could get a daily opportunity soon, but if that daily opportunity takes even longer to come to fruition, that's fine. Patience is not a bad thing. All right, guys, so thank you guys so much for coming in today. I really appreciate it. I will look at IONQ before I leave. That's true. 30-minute trying to reject with a higher low. This, I'm worried about head and shoulders here. If that 2 hour can go positive, maybe something's there. Daily probably crossing here. So the better opportunity is just seeing if that daily can go up. I really like the level of 2157. That is the first level I'd be really paying attention to, but obviously the 20 is something to watch as you've hit top Bollinger multiple times here. And now you're finally getting that one test, right? The last time you tested it was here, top Bollinger, little get towards that 20. All right, top Bollinger, top Bollinger, top Bollinger, 20. So if that can rotate back up on the daily scale, you might take out this high, go make a new one. So very, very good move for IONQ. Now we'll see if that has more work to be done to create a base. We need to see if that's going to get a more dramatic pullback. But overall, does the daily have big reversal signals? Has a lot of divergence on the RSI. So you got to be aware of that. But if it curls up into positive territory, there's always an opportunity for a swing trade. All right, guys, I got to hop off. I do appreciate you guys being here today, and I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, Apple. Actually, we didn't look at Apple at all. Real quick, though, for Apple, one thing I was leaning towards here for Apple was actually one 30-minute move higher. One more 30-minute move higher to really set up that solid divergence, because you really have it on RSI, not the MACD at the same time. And the 2 hour is confirming divergence here. So now I want to watch. Like, Apple's kind of one of the stocks that is way up there. It's at a monthly expected move. It's moving sideways for a while, so I got to be aware that that can react up again. But wouldn't a pullback down to the 20, wouldn't a pullback down to 236.36, the breakout area, be fantastic for an opportunity, as you do not see reversal signals in here whatsoever. So barring some kind of black swan, a lot of these things most likely will make another push higher. And I wanted to make that clear to people in case things get a little ugly, right? We just saw a big flush here. We did see a decent sized flush from our daily expected move. We reacted up like, yeah, we're a go, and then we flush. So I just want you to be aware that these things do not have those daily signals that say crash. It doesn't mean a crash can't happen. We can go through a black swan, but that would be not seen by momentum on the daily chart. It will be seen by the weekly chart. All right, guys, thank you so much. And thank you for the good luck on my oil play. I do appreciate it. I'm going to keep track of this, but now up 1.18%. Very, very good. I'll keep my eye on that one throughout the day. But thank you guys for being here. Now I'm really taking off, all right? Don't give me another ticker, dang it. Don't give me another ticker, all right? See you guys. Have a good day. Peace. Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me buy you a drink. All right, now I'm out of here. Peace out.